Every year, millions of brand new steel boxes get built for absolutely no reason. Not because old ones are broken, not because they're lost. They're just stuck. And the companies making this choice aren't stupid. They're actually saving money. Here's the part that'll mess with your head. It's cheaper to build new than move old. We're talking about shipping containers. Giant steel boxes that hold the entire global economy together. Right now, over 3 million empty containers are sitting in American ports doing nothing. Meanwhile, factories in China are printing new ones every single day. Millions per year. And here's what nobody tells you. The math actually makes this make sense. But there's something darker hiding underneath the numbers. Stay with me. Global trade has a dirty secret. It is violently one-sided. China wins every single time. In 2023 alone, China shipped out $823 billion more than it ever brought back in. Full containers leave Shanghai. They arrive in Los Angeles. And then they just sit there. Only 40% of containers entering the US leave full. The other 60%? Dead weight. So shipping companies face a brutal choice. Ship the empty box back or abandon it. You'd think, obviously ship it back. You already own the box. Just send it. But here's where it gets interesting. That obvious choice costs more than a brand new container. Think about what it actually takes to move one empty box from LA to Shanghai. First, a truck has to haul it from the warehouse to the port. That's $100 to $300 gone. Then the port charges you to lift it, stack it, and process the paperwork. Another $300. Then the ocean freight. Across the entire Pacific Ocean. Just for an empty box, $1,000 to $3,000. Add it all up. Moving one empty container costs $2,000 to $2,500. Minimum. And that empty box makes exactly $0 in revenue. Every penny is pure loss. During 2021 shipping chaos, companies paid over $3,000 just to reposition a single empty box. Some ports straight up refused to accept empties. They were too packed to care. So what does a brand new container cost? This is where your brain starts glitching. A brand new 20-foot steel container built in China costs just $1,800 to $2,200. A 40-footer, basically a small apartment of steel, runs only $3,000 to $3,800. New container is literally cheaper than moving the old one. The math just decides for you. But why is China able to build steel boxes this cheap? The answer is almost unfair. Over 95% of all shipping containers on Earth are built in China. 3 companies dominate everything. China is one of the world's biggest steel producers. Raw materials cost them almost nothing. Their factories run 24/7, producing thousands of containers daily with automated welding lines. Economies of scale so massive, the cost per box drops to almost ridiculous levels. Efficient ports, streamlined exports, government-backed industry support, they built an unbeatable machine. And the more they build, the cheaper each one gets. The cycle feeds itself endlessly. Now here's the open loop you've been waiting for. What actually happens to all those abandoned containers? They don't just disappear. They get a second life, sometimes a third, sometimes more. Most containers survive 10 to 15 years in active shipping. Some push past 25 years total. A single container can complete over 50 round trips around the world before retiring. When they finally retire from shipping, 3 markets are waiting with open arms. First, storage. Businesses love them. Weatherproof, secure, stackable, cheap. Construction sites buy them constantly. Second, upcycling. Architects are obsessed with containers right now. Homes, offices, cafes, entire buildings. Third, recycling. Each container holds 2.2 tons of high-value steel. That's real money waiting. But recycling requires specialized equipment. Not every region has it. So some just pile up forever. Now the question nobody wants to answer honestly, what does all this do to our planet? Building one new container pumps 2 to 3 tons of CO2 into the atmosphere. Every time. But shipping an empty box across an ocean burns enormous fuel and wastes valuable cargo space. In 2022, the Port of LA held 60,000 idle containers, just sitting, rusting, breathing nothing. Neither option is clean. The global shipping industry is basically choosing between two forms of waste. But here's the financial layer that keeps this broken system locked in place permanently. New containers need almost zero maintenance. Old ones rack up $100 to $300 in repairs every single trip. New boxes mean fewer damaged cargo claims, fewer leaks, fewer insurance headaches, cleaner everything. Accounting-wise, a container depreciates over 10 to 12 years. New fleets keep the numbers simple and clean. Then there are the leasing giants, Triton, Textainer. They own over half the world's containers. These companies buy hundreds of thousands of new units constantly just to keep their fleets competitive. Shipping lines love leasing because they can grab 10,000 containers for peak season and return them. Flexibility beats ownership, and the cycle of overproduction just keeps spinning without anyone stopping it. So what breaks this insane loop? A few things are quietly building in the background. Container manufacturing is spreading. Southeast Asia growing 8% annually. India ramping up its own production. Smart containers with real-time GPS and sensors could make fleet management 10 times more efficient by 2030. Analysts predict 10 to 15% of global containers will be smart within the next 5 years. There's even a push for shared container pools, basically Uber, but for steel shipping boxes. Greener steel production could cut container emissions by 50% if the industry actually commits to changing. But until global trade stops being this one-sided, the weird math stays exactly where it is. It will always be cheaper to build a new steel box than to move the old one. So next time you see a massive stack of containers at a port, look closer. That pile isn't just steel. It's a monument to how broken and brilliant global economics truly is.